What if you could understand someone's feelings without them saying a word? What if the flick of an eyebrow or the way someone tilts their head could tell you what they're thinking, how they're feeling, or even what they're about to do? These subtle clues exist all around us, yet most people miss them every day. The question isn't whether you have the ability to read these signals, but whether you know how to tap into it. As social beings, we share a powerful talent for nonverbal communication, one that has existed alongside language itself. Body movements, facial cues, and vocal tones can often convey more than the spoken word. Yet many of us skim the surface of this treasure trove of insights, leaning too heavily on verbal communication and missing the hidden messages that nonverbal signals offer. Imagine if you could tap into this secret dimension. How might it change the way you connect with both friends and colleagues? Consider the first meeting with a potential business associate. While the conversation remains polite, the body language, the slight pause before a handshake, or the brief look away when sensitive subjects arise, speaks louder than words. With the skills to decode these signs, you can discern their true emotions and intentions, giving you a considerable advantage during negotiations or collaborations. This skill transcends business, impacting social interactions as well. Visualize catching up with an old friend over a warm cup of coffee. Their smile appears sincere, but there's a tension around their eyes and an unusual stiffness in their typically relaxed demeanor. Instead of accepting things at face value, you choose to explore deeper, offering a kind of support they hadn't recognized they needed. Suddenly, your connections grow richer and more genuine, fueled by a deeper sense of empathy for those around you. This book is designed to transform you into an expert in this underappreciated art. By unraveling the vast array of nonverbal signals that individuals unknowingly project, you'll begin to grasp the intricate stories hidden within every gaze, posture, and tone. Every gesture communicates a narrative, and each movement unfolds a chapter, waiting for your understanding. Our journey will kick off by investigating the core elements of nonverbal communication: appearance, vocal tone, facial expressions, and personal habits. Each section will invite you to dive deep into these facets, uncovering the language that lies just beneath the surface. The Journey of Connection. This book intricately explores the art of reading people, filled with practical instances and straightforward activities to help you refine your abilities. You might ask yourself how becoming proficient in this skill could transform your life. In short, the answer is profound. Everything shifts. On a personal level, your connections with others can dramatically improve. By truly observing and grasping the emotions of those around you, you can create deeper relationships. Imagine walking into a crowded room and sensing the emotional currents flowing beneath the surface. It's not about outsmarting anyone. It's about establishing sincere bonds founded on shared understanding. In the workplace, the mastery of this art is a game changer. From job interviews to executive meetings, being attuned to what isn't said can separate triumph from setbacks. Visualize yourself acing an interview, not just due to your words, but because you can interpret the feelings of the interviewer and adapt your answers as needed. Think of leading a team. You'll notice when spirits dip before they begin to affect productivity, allowing you to tackle challenges with foresight. This heightened insight fosters more effective leadership, improves negotiation skills, and builds trust among colleagues. Beyond just enhancing individual interactions, this skill broadens your view of human behavior. You'll start recognizing patterns in how people behave and react, enriching your comprehension of human nature itself. This newfound awareness also shapes how you engage with societal dynamics and cultural subtleties. As you learn to interpret the silent language of body movements, you develop a sharp eye for observing behaviors that go beyond singular interactions, revealing collective trends and conduct. Each chapter of this book is structured to build upon the last, gradually guiding you from basic concepts to sophisticated methods. You will begin with the essentials, discovering the significance of eye contact, the impact of posture, and the nuances of hand gestures. As you continue on this journey, you will dive into more intricate topics, like recognizing micro-expressions and understanding groups of nonverbal signals. you'll ultimately realize that reading people is not merely about pinpointing isolated indicators. It's about appreciating the context and the blend of signals at play. For those keen on personal development, this skill offers endless possibilities. Chapter 1. Understanding the language of the body. Getting to know others involves deciphering the vast array of nonverbal hints that significantly contribute to how we communicate. From the subtle lift of an eyebrow to the grand sweep of a hand, these unspoken gestures can unveil feelings, intentions, and attitudes that words often fail to express. Learning to interpret body language isn't simply about noticing these signals. It's also about grasping the context surrounding them. This skill can deepen our connections, making our conversations richer and our relationships more meaningful. In this chapter, we will dive into the essential principles behind reading body language. We'll examine how facial expressions, posture, and gestures help us understand what others may be experiencing, both emotionally and mentally. Moreover, we'll touch on why context is vital in accurately interpreting these signals. By the time you finish this chapter, you'll have a better understanding of why reading people matters and how to develop this invaluable skill. Nonverbal communication is a key player in understanding human behavior. Facial expressions, body posture, and gestures are like a window into a person's inner world, offering glimpses into their emotions and attitudes. With practice, you can learn to see beyond the surface, gaining insights that will enrich all areas of your life. As you become more adept at interpreting these cues, you'll also find that you begin to gain a clearer understanding of your own nonverbal communication. Recognizing what you project can help ensure your outward behavior aligns with your genuine intentions, fostering a sense of authenticity and a stronger presence in all your interactions. In conclusion, this book isn't just a manual, it's an opportunity for transformation. By embracing the ideas and techniques you'll encounter, you're setting off on a path toward enhanced clarity and deeper connections. The ability to read others isn't merely a functional skill. It's a key that opens the door to greater empathy and understanding, enriching every aspect of your existence. Prepare yourself for a captivating exploration of nonverbal communication. This is the start of a journey that invites you to not just listen, but to truly perceive the intricate layers of human interaction. Your life, both in personal and professional realms, is on the cusp of profound change, and it all begins here. Recognizing the subtle signs in our interactions is crucial for improving how we connect with others. Facial expressions stand out as one of the most common forms of nonverbal communication, effectively conveying a spectrum of feelings, from joy and sadness to anger and surprise. The intricate dance of facial muscles works in harmony to express our inner feelings. A true smile, for example, lights up not just the mouth but also the eyes, while a feigned smile often fails to engage those bright eyes. By tuning into these facial cues, we can better grasp someone's emotional state in different scenarios. Yet to avoid misreading these signals, it's wise to keep the broader context in mind. In addition to facial expressions, body stance can reveal a wealth of information about a person's confidence and attitude. An individual standing tall, their shoulders back, exudes confidence and self-assuredness, while slumped shoulders might whisper of insecurity or defeat. Watching for these physical signals allows us to see how someone views themselves and their surroundings. Open body language, like arms and legs uncrossed, typically speaks of willingness and openness, while crossed arms might suggest defensiveness or discomfort. To interpret someone's posture accurately, considering the whole scene rather than just single movements is imperative. Gestures add yet another dimension to the language of the body. They can highlight important points, signal intentions, and provide visual insights into what someone might be thinking. For instance, pointing to an object can emphasize its significance, while a thumbs up conveys approval. It's essential to recognize that gestures can vary widely across different cultures, making cultural awareness key to avoiding potential misunderstandings. By understanding the subtleties of gestures, we enhance our ability to decode the meaning and intent behind a person's actions. However, interpreting gestures should always be paired with other nonverbal cues for a clearer picture of the message being conveyed. Developing the skill to read body language is vital for sidestepping misinterpretations. After all, similar nonverbal behaviors might stem from different emotions or situations, which can make it tricky to draw accurate conclusions based solely on what we observe. For example, crossed arms might signal defensiveness in one context and a simple need for comfort in another. Understanding nonverbal cues and first impressions. Recognizing nonverbal signals like body language is essential for effective communication. It helps us get a grasp on emotions and intentions that may not be openly expressed. By taking into account aspects such as facial expressions, posture, and gestures, we not only improve our understanding of others, but also gain insights into ourselves. Paying attention to these nonverbal cues can unlock deeper connections and more meaningful interactions, whether in personal or professional settings. The journey to understanding these signals requires observing patterns over time, instead of jumping to conclusions based on a single moment. The combination of these cues with contextual details enhances our ability to interpret what others are really trying to communicate. Each element of nonverbal communication, from a clenched fist to an open smile, provides unique insights into feelings and attitudes, enriching our comprehension of each interaction. Developing the skill to discern these signals sharpens our interpersonal abilities and fosters better relationships. When it comes to making a powerful first impression, how we present ourselves initially can pave the way for future interactions, both socially and in the workplace. A positive first impression can be a springboard for strong, lasting relationships. Creating such an impression involves strategic choices. One key element is eye contact. Engaging someone with your gaze shows confidence and sincerity, but it's crucial to avoid intimidating stares. Aim for about 80% eye contact to find the sweet spot. Additionally, the tone of your voice shapes how others perceive you. Speaking clearly and confidently with a lively pitch captures attention and conveys credibility. A flat delivery, on the other hand, may sound bland and uninterested. Finally, it's vital to align your verbal expressions with your physical gestures. When words and actions are in harmony, they reinforce your message, making it more impactful and memorable. By mastering these elements, you can create a resonant impression that fosters lasting connections. Reading between the lines, the hidden language of body talk. Nonverbal communication is essential for nurturing trust and preventing mixed signals. For example, when you're excited, your face should shine with that emotion, and your body should mirror it. If your spoken words don't align with your physical demeanor, it can create uncertainty and doubt in others. Your body posture reveals a lot about your self-assurance and how approachable you are. If you stand tall with your shoulders back and keep your arms and legs uncrossed, you come across as more inviting and confident. In contrast, slouching or wrapping yourself up can suggest you're closed off or feeling insecure. It's also wise to steer clear of postures that might seem arrogant, like placing your hands on your hips or behind your head, as they can communicate aggression or superiority. How we manage the way we present ourselves through body language significantly influences others' perceptions. For instance, being aware of your movements is crucial. Twitching or making nervous gestures can paint a picture of anxiety or a lack of confidence. Instead, aim for smooth and intentional movements that project calmness and reassurance. Additionally, a sincere smile can work wonders, as it exudes warmth and friendliness. Recognizing the importance of first impressions is vital, since they lay the groundwork for future interactions. The way you come across initially can establish a positive atmosphere, leading to easier communication and quicker connections. On the flip side, a poor first impression may create obstacles that are hard to overcome, often requiring extra effort to shift others' perceptions. Common misunderstandings about body language can lead to confusion, especially in different cultural settings. It's crucial to understand that gestures and nonverbal signals can hold different meanings depending on one's cultural background. For instance, in some Asian cultures, making direct eye contact might be interpreted as disrespect, while in Western cultures, it's generally associated with confidence and sincerity. Being mindful of these cultural nuances is key for effective communication. A frequent misconception is that certain gestures are universally understood, While basic emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust can be recognized through facial expressions across cultures, many hand signals can have vastly different meanings. For example, while a thumbs up may signal approval in many places, it can also convey quite a different message in others. Chapter 2. Understanding Nonverbal Signals. In our daily interactions, recognizing the nuances of nonverbal communication is essential, especially given that gestures can vary greatly across cultures. For instance, while certain expressions are perfectly acceptable in Western societies, they might come across as disrespectful in various parts of the Middle East. By clarifying these differences and embracing the diversity of cultural practices, we can prevent misunderstandings and foster stronger connections with others. One intriguing aspect to consider is the ambiguity surrounding gestures. Many nonverbal signals can be interpreted in several ways, even within the same culture. Take a simple smile. It might express warmth and friendliness, but depending on the context, it could also indicate nervousness or a hint of sarcasm. Therefore, it's essential to look at the bigger picture, combining all cues rather than relying solely on one gesture to understand someone's emotions or intentions. In this chapter, we've explored the foundational elements that go into reading body language, focusing on gestures, facial expressions, and posture. Together, these components unveil emotions, attitudes, and intentions that mere words may fail to express. By becoming attuned to these signals, we enhance our communication skills and gain a better understanding of people's feelings and thoughts. However, it's crucial to interpret these cues within the proper context to avoid any potential misreadings. Developing sensitivity toward nonverbal signals enriches our capacity to connect with others at a deeper level. This ability is particularly valuable for fostering personal relationships and building a successful professional network, enabling us to create more meaningful interactions. To truly master this art, we should observe patterns over time instead of fixating on isolated moments. By weaving together facial expressions, body language, and contextual insights, we sharpen our perception and are better positioned to respond appropriately to what others are truly conveying. As we hone our skills in interpreting body language, we open doors to more effective communication and cultivate richer connections with those around us. The journey of decoding facial expressions is not just a beneficial tool for navigating personal and professional realms. It's key to unlocking a wealth of information about people's real emotions and intentions. Whether those expressions are subtle micro-expressions or more overt displays of feeling, they provide a treasure trove of insights that can significantly enhance our empathetic communication. Chapter 1. The Art of Reading Faces. Deciphering human emotions through facial expressions provides a remarkable way to improve everyday interactions. This understanding can lead to stronger bonds and clearer communication. In this chapter, we will explore the intricate world of facial expressions, beginning with the intriguing concept of micro-expressions, those fleeting, involuntary changes in our faces that can unmask hidden feelings. Micro-expressions can be likened to brief flashes of lightning in a cloudy sky, revealing the truth within the storm of emotions. These tiny movements can slip by in a split second, often exposing genuine emotions that a person might wish to keep under wraps. By paying attention to these quick signals, we can gain valuable insights into what someone is truly feeling, which in turn enriches our interactions. After understanding micro-expressions, we will focus on the 7 universal facial expressions: happiness, sadness, fear, anger, surprise, disgust, and contempt. Learning to differentiate between sincere and false emotions is vital. We will equip readers with a toolkit designed to sharpen their observational skills, enabling them to read facial expressions with greater clarity. This leads to interactions that are not only more meaningful, but also more effective. The ability to identify fleeting facial cues is a powerful skill, both personally and professionally. Picture yourself in a conversation with someone who claims to be content, yet their lips flicker downward for just a heartbeat, an almost imperceptible micro-expression that hints at deeper sadness. This tiny shift in their visage holds truths that words alone might miss, showcasing the importance of being attuned to these subtle hints. Proficiency in recognizing micro-expressions requires careful observation and dedicated practice. You will need to focus on specific details, like the quick tensing of a jawline or the brief arching of eyebrows. Regularly participating in exercises to bolster your observational capabilities can significantly enhance your ability to spot these nuanced cues. Engaging with the world around you means consciously zeroing in on others' faces as they speak. By training your eye to catch even the smallest variations in expression, you not only become a better communicator, but also cultivate deeper connections with those around you. Chapter 1: Mastering Unspoken Signals. To enhance your ability to notice tiny expressions, one useful technique is to watch videos or live interactions at a slower pace. This method allows you to carefully examine each quick facial change. With consistent practice, you can improve your skills in noticing these micro-expressions on the spot. Being able to recognize these subtle changes has great benefits. For instance, during a business meeting, a colleague might outwardly show agreement while their face briefly flickers with an expression of skepticism. Spotting this contrast enables you to tackle any hidden worries before they turn into bigger misunderstandings. Similarly, in our personal lives, picking up on a partner's micro-expressions helps create deeper empathy and understanding, leading to stronger connections. By acknowledging these subtle hints, our responses can be better aligned with the other person's true feelings, making interactions much more effective. Micro-expressions often reveal hidden thoughts and emotions. For example, someone might enthusiastically talk about a project, yet a fleeting look on their face might hint at anxiety. Recognizing this mismatch can provide valuable insights into what they really feel, encouraging further dialogue and support. Understanding these concealed emotions helps create a more responsive and harmonious environment. Spotting underlying feelings is especially crucial in high-pressure situations like negotiations or resolving conflicts, where authentic emotions might be hidden. However, misreading micro-expressions can result in confusion or miscommunication. For instance, if you mistake a brief moment of concentration for anger, it might lead to unnecessary friction. Hence, it's vital to interpret these expressions in context and confirm them with other nonverbal signals and spoken words. Misinterpretations can stem from projecting personal biases or lacking an understanding of the subtle art of micro-expressions. To improve your accuracy in reading these signals, ongoing education and training are essential. Furthermore, combining your understanding of micro-expressions with other body language cues enhances your insight into someone's emotional landscape. For example, paying attention to the tone of voice alongside micro-expressions can deepen your grasp of their feelings. Understanding nonverbal emotions. Recognizing an individual's feelings and intentions involves more than just hearing their words. It's about observing posture and gestures as well. This comprehensive method gathers a wider range of clues, reducing the chances of misunderstanding a person's true feelings. At first, detecting fleeting micro-expressions can seem quite challenging, like trying to catch a wisp of smoke in your hands. However, with dedication and practice, one can improve their skills over time. Practitioners often engage in techniques such as video analysis, role-playing, and feedback sessions to sharpen their understanding. Working alongside experienced peers or mentors who excel at reading these subtle cues can fast-track the learning journey. Cultural context plays a vital role in accurately interpreting these micro-expressions. While basic emotions are displayed similarly across the globe, cultural differences can shape how feelings are expressed and understood. For instance, a slight frown signaling unease in one culture might not mean the same in another. Being sensitive to these cultural nuances enhances the accuracy of decoding emotions and promotes better communication across diverse backgrounds. The scientific basis for micro-expressions bolsters their credibility. Research conducted by Dr. Paul Ekman and others showcases the consistency of these expressions in different settings and cultures. Their findings reveal that these expressions are instinctive and happen involuntarily, which positions them as reliable indicators of genuine emotions. This scientific underpinning emphasizes the value of interpreting micro-expressions for grasping the complexities of human behavior. Facial expressions significantly influence how we interact with one another, cutting through cultural divides to express universal emotions. The exploration of the 7 fundamental facial expressions, happiness, sadness, fear, anger, surprise, disgust, and contempt, enriches our ability to communicate and helps us better understand the emotions of others. One of the clearest expressions of joy is a smile, but not every smile conveys true happiness. A genuine smile, known as a Duchenne smile, engages specific facial muscles, especially the zygomaticus major, which elevates the corners of the mouth. Understanding these nuances allows us to connect more deeply and meaningfully with those around us. Chapter 1. The Language of Emotions. Expressions of emotions play a key role in human connections. For instance, genuine joy can be seen through the orbicularis oculi muscle, which crafts crow's feet around the eyes. These lines are not just mere wrinkles. They are like badges of authenticity, clearly signaling true happiness. In contrast, a social or polite smile often only involves the mouth, leaving the eyes bland and lifeless, hinting at insincerity. Sadness, another widely recognized emotion, wears its hallmark through drooping eyelids, downturned lips, and slightly furrowed brows. This expression often speaks of sorrow or loss and is easily understood across cultures. When someone shows sadness, it can trigger a wave of empathy and support from others, highlighting its role in forming social bonds and sharing feelings. Fear paints a different picture. It stretches the eyes wide and opens the mouth, readying one for flight or fight, an instinct honed through our evolutionary past. This response not only protects individuals but also signals potential danger to those around them. Recognizing fear is essential in various settings, from personal relationships to workplaces, as it enables timely responses to alleviate tension and foster trust. Then there's anger, which appears through tightly pressed lips, flaring nostrils, and deeply furrowed brows. This expression serves as a clear indicator of displeasure or hostility, acting like a warning bell. Understanding anger is crucial for resolving conflicts and negotiating well, as it lets individuals address underlying issues before they grow into bigger problems. Surprise bursts forth with raised eyebrows, wide-open eyes, and a dropped jaw, springing forth when we encounter the unexpected. Depending on what follows, it can swiftly turn into another emotion, like joy upon hearing good news or fear when confronted with an unforeseen threat. Disgust manifests itself with a wrinkled nose, an elevated upper lip, and occasionally a protruding tongue. This reaction serves as a safeguard against harmful substances or unpleasant experiences. In social situations, being able to perceive disgust can help prevent negative repercussions by addressing the source of discomfort quickly. Lastly, contempt is characterized by a sneer that graces only one side of the face, making it distinct among universal expressions. This emotion intertwines anger and disgust while conveying a sense of superiority or disdain. By recognizing contempt in our interactions, we can better navigate underlying tensions and respond effectively. These 7 facial expressions constitute a rich tapestry of our emotional language, each one a vital thread woven into the fabric of human interaction. The power of smiles in communication. Expressions lay the foundation of how we communicate without words. However, cultural differences can greatly impact how we show and understand these emotions. While the fundamental expressions remain consistent worldwide, the specific ways we express them can differ based on societal norms. For example, in certain cultures, showing emotions like anger or sadness openly might be frowned upon. This can lead people to hide their feelings behind a facade. On the other hand, a genuine smile, one that crinkles the corners of the eyes, often marks a true display of joy and sincerity, no matter where you are. These tiny wrinkles, often called crow's feet, signal happiness that can't be easily faked. This understanding isn't just theoretical, it has real-world implications. In workplaces, for instance, leaders who wear authentic smiles are often seen as more trustworthy and welcoming. This can enhance team morale and strengthen dynamics among coworkers. Conversely, being able to spot a forced smile helps avoid misunderstandings and encourages clearer, more honest interactions. Polite smiles, which might lack those signature eye wrinkles, can serve various purposes. They help maintain social harmony or even mask what someone truly feels. Recognizing these subtler differences allows people to navigate social situations more effectively, distinguishing between real affection and mere courtesies. Moreover, authentic smiles are crucial in building meaningful connections. They radiate warmth and joy, spreading positive emotions like ripples in a pond. When one person smiles sincerely, it's likely to encourage others to respond similarly, fostering stronger social ties and mutual trust. This idea is especially important in personal relationships, where true expressions of joy cultivate intimacy and shared happiness. Cultural complexities further enrich the layers of interpreting facial expressions. For instance, while a genuine smile is commonly viewed as a sign of happiness in Western societies, research suggests this may not be the case everywhere. Studies conducted by Elfenbein reveal that individuals from diverse backgrounds may demonstrate their happiness in various ways, underscoring the significance of cultural context in understanding facial expressions. Grasping these cultural differences can greatly improve cross-cultural communication and lessen the potential for misinterpretation. Decoding emotions through body language. In order to truly grasp someone's emotions, it's important to think beyond just facial expressions. We must also consider the situation and cultural background. For instance, in many East Asian societies, people often look to the eyes instead of the mouth for emotional cues. This habit likely stems from cultural traditions that value emotional restraint. In contrast, Western cultures tend to fixate on the mouth as the primary source of emotion. This chapter unravels the importance of recognizing microexpressions and universal facial signals. By picking up on these fleeting hints, we can gain significant insight into what people are genuinely feeling, which enriches both our personal lives and professional dealings. We'll look at how to spot and practice these delicate signals, honing our skills to decode the authentic emotions that lie beneath the surface facade. Being able to read facial expressions accurately allows for improved communication and fosters stronger connections. Whether you're trying to understand your partner's subtle feelings or uncovering hidden worries in a workplace discussion, mastering these abilities enables you to respond with greater empathy and effectiveness. Additionally, being aware of cultural differences makes sure our interpretations are both respectful and precise, fostering deeper, more meaningful interactions across various situations. Chapter 3: Understanding Gestures and Body Posture. Interpreting gestures and body stance is essential for grasping the silent communications that people express with their body language. Recognizing these nonverbal signals can dramatically improve your ability to connect genuinely with others, whether in personal matters or professional settings. When we give attention to someone's body position or how they move their hands, we reveal a richer layer of communication that words alone cannot convey. This chapter endeavors to shed light on different gestures and postures, uncovering what they might indicate about a person's feelings and intentions. We will examine the differences between open and closed body positions. Typically, open stances suggest a willingness to engage, while closed postures often signal defensiveness or discomfort. Specific gestures will be highlighted, like open palms, eyebrow raises, and leaning forward, each indicating various levels of engagement. Furthermore, we'll consider how hand movements and crossed arms or legs can uniquely shape our understanding of these gestures, influenced by cultural contexts. By recognizing these nuances, you can deepen your ability to interact and connect with others. Building connections through body language. Enhancing our interactions can lead to improved communication and stronger relationships. A key aspect of this is the understanding of open and closed body language, which reveals emotional states and intentions. By recognizing these subtle indicators, we can better navigate social interactions, laying the groundwork for deeper connections and clearer communication. When someone displays open body language, it's like an inviting door, signaling their willingness to engage. This can be seen through gestures such as open palms, uncrossed arms, and legs directed toward the person they're speaking to. These signs indicate that they're paying attention and interested in what's being said. One striking example of this engagement is the quick lift of the eyebrows, a fleeting but significant moment that conveys recognition and curiosity about the conversation. Leaning slightly forward is another sign of connection, indicating a desire to delve deeper into the exchange. This posture creates a feeling of closeness that encourages sharing and understanding. To foster rapport and openness, it's vital that our own body language reflects these cues. Conversely, closed body positions tend to communicate a sense of defensiveness or unease. For instance, when someone crosses their arms tightly across their chest, it can signify that they feel threatened or uncomfortable. Similarly, crossing legs away from another person may express a dislike for the situation or a feeling of discomfort. These physical barriers act as shields, subconsciously signaling unavailability for further interaction. It's also essential to distinguish between genuine openness and forced gestures. True openness is characterized by natural movements. Think of relaxed shoulders, unguarded eye contact, and a comfortable posture. In contrast, forced attempts at openness might come across as exaggerated or mismatched with other nonverbal cues. For example, one might smile while holding tense muscles or exhibiting anxious eyes, highlighting a disconnect between appearance and feelings. Being able to identify these subtle differences can help us avoid misinterpretations and promote more authentic exchanges. Understanding the motivations behind closed gestures is crucial for nurturing better interactions. Chapter 4. The Power of Body Language. Social interactions are shaped by a variety of factors, and understanding these dynamics can transform how we communicate. Closed gestures can arise from feelings like stress, discomfort, or distrust. For example, during a high-pressure meeting, people may instinctively adopt a closed posture as a shield against the stress they're feeling. By recognizing these nonverbal cues, you can tackle the underlying reasons for this discomfort, helping to create a space where the other person feels more relaxed and open. To foster open communication in body language, cultivating a friendly environment is key. Simple actions can make a big difference. Maintain a warm demeanor, ensure there's enough personal space, and avoid behaviors that might seem intimidating. When you engage with others, use open gestures as much as possible. Show your palms, keep your arms uncrossed, and lean slightly forward. This type of body language naturally encourages the other person to reflect your openness, enhancing the quality of your conversation. Active listening is another vital strategy for promoting an open atmosphere. By truly focusing on the speaker, nodding your head occasionally, and giving verbal affirmations, you show that you are engaged and present. These small gestures can help the other person feel more at ease, often prompting them to relax and adopt a more open stance as well. It's also essential to recognize that body language can vary significantly across cultures. What conveys openness and engagement in one culture may be interpreted quite differently in another. For instance, while maintaining direct eye contact is often viewed as a sign of confidence and attentiveness in many Western societies, it might be considered disrespectful in certain Asian contexts. Being aware of these subtle differences is vital for successful cross-cultural interactions. In our daily exchanges, applying these principles can greatly improve our ability to read others' emotional states and intentions. During work events, adopting an open posture, relaxed arms, body oriented towards others, and respectful eye contact can make you seem more approachable and trustworthy. On the other hand, when you notice someone displaying closed body language, see it as a chance to change your approach and address any concerns they may have, creating a more constructive dialogue. In professional environments like meetings or presentations, being conscious of your body language can greatly influence how your message is perceived. Starting with open gestures and engaging eye contact helps capture attention and reinforces your points effectively. Understanding nonverbal signals. Your honesty and dedication can inspire your audience to be more open. On the other hand, noticing your listeners with closed body language like crossed arms can signal confusion or disagreement. This awareness prompts you to seek clarity and tackle any issues before they escalate. Nonverbal communication, such as hand movements and body positions, plays a vital role in our interactions. By reading these subtle cues, we can unlock a deeper understanding of what people are really thinking and feeling. Hand gestures, for example, complement our spoken words, highlighting points and expressing emotions. Every day, we use various hand gestures, each with its own meaning. A thumbs up usually conveys approval in many Western cultures, but in certain Middle Eastern regions, it can be offensive. Similarly, a wave generally signals a greeting or goodbye, while a clenched fist may express anger or a show of solidarity, depending on the situation. Cultural context is crucial when interpreting these gestures, as they can significantly affect social exchanges. In Japan, tapping your temple with a finger suggests that someone is acting arrogantly. In contrast, pointing at someone with a finger in the Philippines is frowned upon. Instead, people often gesture using their lips. Italy is famous for its expressive hand movements, where gestures heighten verbal communication and convey excitement or agreement. Understanding these cultural differences can help prevent misunderstandings and promote smoother interactions. Crossed arms, another notable posture, carry substantial meaning. Usually seen as a defensive position, crossed arms can indicate that a person feels uneasy or threatened, creating a protective barrier against outside influences. In some situations, it might also suggest stubbornness or resistance. However, interpretations can vary. For example, in Finland, crossed arms often simply mean that someone is at ease and relaxed. This illustrates the importance of considering cultural contexts when deciphering body language. Similarly, the way someone crosses their legs can reveal insights into their emotional state. An open leg sitting posture often signals comfort and confidence, while crossed legs might suggest tension or unease. Chapter 5: The Language of Gesture. Crossed legs often hint at discomfort, anxiety, or an instinct to create a barrier with others. This body language frequently occurs in tense or formal settings, portraying a sense of being closed off or defensive. By recognizing these signs, we can gain valuable insight into a person's feelings and adjust how we engage with them socially. Developing an eye for these nonverbal cues can significantly sharpen our ability to interpret others' emotions effectively. Taking charge of hand gestures is also a key skill to cultivate. When we are mindful of our own body language, we can make sure that our physical signals match our spoken words, resulting in clearer communication. For example, using open-handed gestures while we speak conveys trust and transparency, enhancing the speaker's credibility. In contrast, avoiding jittery or exaggerated movements helps keep attention on the message being shared, minimizing distractions. Recognizing the close relationship between spoken words and body language is crucial. Hand gestures often enrich our verbal expressions, providing a visual element that clarifies the message. When someone points while offering directions, their hand motion serves as a visual aid that reinforces their spoken guidance. Understanding this connection allows us to interpret messages more accurately and respond in a more effective manner. To put these ideas into practice, imagine a business meeting. A presenter who uses deliberate hand movements to highlight essential points tends to captivate the audience more effectively. Conversely, if they fold their arms, it may signal disinterest or defensiveness, which can negatively influence how the audience perceives them. Therefore, being aware of both our gestures and those of others plays a crucial role in enhancing the effectiveness of our communication. The role of hand gestures in expressing emotions and intentions is significant. Each movement, be it a clenched fist, a pointed finger, or an open palm, conveys a unique narrative about the speaker's feelings and desires. By paying attention to these nonverbal indicators, we can better understand someone's emotional state and adjust our reactions accordingly. Furthermore, being intentional with our gestures can lead to better communication outcomes. For instance, consciously using welcoming gestures like open palms or friendly waves can create a more inviting atmosphere, making others feel at ease. Maintaining eye contact combined with supportive gestures builds an atmosphere of trust and connection. Chapter 4: The Gaze We Share. This chapter takes us on a captivating exploration of how our eyes communicate far beyond mere sight. They serve as vibrant mirrors, reflecting our emotions, thoughts, and intentions. By paying attention to eye behavior, we can uncover valuable clues about someone's feelings and connection to the present moment, skills that are vital for enriching both personal and professional interactions. We begin by discussing how eye movements, pupil dilation, and gaze patterns reveal so much more than we often realize. For instance, Keeping steady eye contact can create a bond of trust and show genuine interest in others. Delving deeper, we also examine how different cultures interpret eye behavior, which is essential in preventing miscommunication in diverse social settings. You'll discover how the dynamics of power play into our gaze, as well as how to read between the lines to detect honesty or deceit through subtle changes in eye movement. As we learn to navigate these signals, we can become more mindful in our relationships. Acknowledging the intricate dance of interactions leads to greater awareness of our own gesturing, while also heightening our sensitivity to those around us. In essence, harnessing the insights from this chapter empowers you to engage with others more thoughtfully. By recognizing the signs conveyed through the eyes, you can cultivate an inviting atmosphere, solidify connections, and promote a sense of mutual understanding. In our daily conversations, implementing these practices will enhance our capacity to forge meaningful relationships, ultimately leading to a more connected and harmonious existence. The exploration of how our eyes act as windows to the soul enriches our journey in building bonds with those around us. Eye contact is a fundamental skill that can enrich your personal and professional interactions. It's not just a fleeting glance. It holds the power to establish trust, a cornerstone of strong relationships. When you maintain eye contact while talking, it shows that you are engaged and truly value the conversation. This nonverbal signal can deeply influence how others perceive you in various settings. Take, for instance, a job interview. Keeping steady eye contact can communicate self-assurance and integrity, traits that employers often seek in potential hires. Similarly, in personal relationships, that shared glance can create an intimate bond, a silent connection that words sometimes fail to express. It's like weaving an invisible thread of mutual respect and trust, essential ingredients in any meaningful relationship. Even during brief encounters, such as chats with acquaintances or colleagues, strong eye contact can make a lasting impression, hinting at your engagement and reliability. If you want to enhance your ability to build trust through eye contact, start by being aware of where your gaze lands during conversations. It's helpful to practice intentionally maintaining eye contact without it becoming a stare. Use a mirror or engage in low-pressure situations to hone this skill. Direct eye contact serves as one of the easiest methods to show interest. When you look someone in the eye while they speak, it signals that you are wholly present in the moment. This becomes critical in environments that require active listening, like meetings or interviews. For example, if a manager locks eyes with an employee during a discussion, it conveys that the manager values their input, paving the way for more open and genuine communication within the team and nurturing a spirit of collaboration. In social situations, making eye contact can deepen your connections with friends and family, illustrating that you care about their feelings and thoughts. However, it's crucial to find the right balance. Excessive staring can feel confrontational or unsettling, whereas avoiding eye contact might lead others to perceive you as uninterested or detached. Finding that sweet spot will enhance your interactions profoundly. Chapter 1: The Gaze and Its Meaning. Finding the right balance in eye contact is like walking a tightrope. One must be sensitive to the comfort levels of others while adjusting the intensity of their gaze. Across the globe, the interpretation of eye contact changes dramatically. In Western cultures, it is often perceived as a symbol of honesty and engagement. A clear gaze reflects confidence and respect. Conversely, in many Asian cultures, staring too long can be interpreted as a challenge or disrespectful. Recognizing these cultural nuances is key to effective communication in our interconnected world. When meeting people from diverse backgrounds, it's essential to consider how your eye contact may be viewed. For instance, avoiding direct gaze in a culture where it's considered intrusive can express respect and understanding of their values. In professional environments, being culturally aware of eye contact can greatly enhance intercultural competence and prevent embarrassing misunderstandings. Many multinational companies invest in training their employees about these cultural subtleties to ensure smooth communication across various contexts. Understanding these differences can strengthen relationships and foster smoother business negotiations and international partnerships. In different interactions, eye contact often lays bare the complexities of power dynamics. In workplace hierarchies, the way individuals use their gaze can provide clues about their authority. For example, a leader who maintains unwavering eye contact during discussions is generally viewed as assertive and self-assured, vital traits of effective leadership. On the other hand, employees may choose to avert their gaze to show respect and deference towards their superiors. This intricate dance of eye contact can be observed in many cultures, impacting the way conversations flow. New employees, for example, might initially adopt a cautious approach to eye contact as they try to grasp the company's culture and power dynamics. In social situations, eye contact can serve as a way of establishing dominance or yielding submission. In competitive scenarios, maintaining eye contact can convey confidence, almost like a warrior standing tall before a rival. Conversely, breaking off eye contact might signal a retreat or concession. The unspoken language of the gaze carries more weight than one might realize, weaving a complex tapestry of interaction and understanding. Chapter 1: The Language of Eyes. Understanding how people communicate their feelings through their eyes can be incredibly valuable, especially in social situations or critical negotiations. Different types of eye movements and gaze patterns tell us much about a person's inner thoughts and emotions, particularly when it comes to honesty versus deception. This section delves into how various eye behaviors can reveal deeper insights into what someone truly feels. When someone is being untruthful, you might notice quick, jerky movements of their eyes. These rapid shifts, often referred to as saccades, suggest that the individual is grappling with a mental struggle. As they try to create a compelling narrative, their thought process becomes chaotic, causing their eyes to dart around unpredictably. This contrasts sharply with the fluid movements of someone who is recalling a memory or speaking truthfully. For example, during an interrogation, a suspect weaving a false story may exhibit frantic eye movements, their mind racing to invent a believable account. Another telling sign is pupil dilation. Our pupils expand in response to heightened interest or emotional engagement. When something captivates a person, be it a fascinating idea, an intriguing individual, or an exciting situation, their pupils widen. Conversely, when faced with something dull, the pupils shrink back to their regular size. This involuntary reaction can provide hints about what truly captures someone's attention. For instance, during a negotiation, if someone's pupils dilate upon hearing a proposal, it might indicate real enthusiasm or curiosity, even if their words are carefully measured or reserved. The ability to maintain consistent eye contact often suggests sincerity and self-assurance. When someone holds steady eye contact, it usually points to honesty and a sense of openness. In contrast, frequent breaks or fleeting glances might signal discomfort or potential deceit. Take, for instance, a job applicant at an interview. If they sustain eye contact throughout the dialogue, they're likely perceived as trustworthy and confident in their qualifications. Chapter 5: The Power of Voice. Navigating social interactions requires attention to various elements, and voice tone is an essential aspect to consider. The way we express ourselves, through pitch, volume, speed, melody, and emphasis, greatly affects how our messages are understood. Each component carries its own weight, shaping emotions, signifying confidence, and clarifying intentions. For instance, the excitement in someone's voice can illuminate their confidence and sincerity, while a soft whisper might suggest shyness or secrecy. Furthermore, eye contact plays a significant role in understanding communication beyond words. However, it's crucial to remember that cultural backgrounds can influence how eye contact is perceived. What one culture considers a sign of trust might be seen differently elsewhere. Eye movements can offer valuable insights as well. When individuals recall visual memories, their gaze often shifts upward and to the left, while constructing new ideas tends to direct their eyes upward and to the right. By observing these eye movement patterns, we can gain clues about whether someone is sharing a real experience or fabricating details on the spot. For example, if you ask a friend about a memorable event, their gaze can guide you in interpreting the authenticity of their narrative. This chapter underscores the importance of eye behavior in communication, emphasizing how it serves as a powerful nonverbal signal. Understanding these dynamics, like recognizing the trust established through steady eye contact, showing interest through focused attention, and being aware of cultural differences, can enhance personal and professional relationships. By becoming more attuned to eye contact and tone of voice, we can refine our communication skills and cultivate deeper connections with others. This appreciation for the nuances of eye behavior allows for more effective and respectful interactions, whether in complex social environments or in multicultural exchanges. Ultimately, mastering the art of eye contact and voice tone serves as a vital tool in fostering trust, showing genuine interest, and interpreting nonverbal messages across diverse contexts. The power of vocal expression. This chapter dives into the intricate world of vocal tone, an essential aspect of communication that can unveil a roller coaster of emotions, from sheer joy to simmering anger. By analyzing how varying tones shape conversations, we learn to wade through the delicate currents of human interaction, which foster both trust and authority. Understanding vocal tone is crucial for anyone eager to improve their personal and professional relationships. The way we speak, including pitch, volume, speed, and emphasis, shapes how our messages are received and understood. Each of these elements has the power to transform the meaning of our words, revealing emotions and intentions that lie beneath the surface. Let's explore these components to see how they affect our daily exchanges. Emotions play a significant role in our vocal expressions. To truly grasp what someone feels, we must hone in on the nuances of their tone. For example, a high-pitched tone can signal joy or surprise, like a child receiving their favorite gift, while a low pitch often conveys seriousness, much like the calm before a storm. Softer tones can radiate vulnerability or affection, akin to a gentle breeze, while a loud voice can burst forth with enthusiasm or, at times, aggression. The ability to decipher these tonal cues empowers listeners to respond aptly, enriching communication and fostering understanding. Projecting confidence is another vital component of vocal tone. A self-assured speaker typically delivers their message in a steady, clear, and well-modulated manner. This type of vocal presence builds trust and conveys authority, transforming ordinary statements into compelling narratives that capture listeners' attention. In contrast, a shaky or monotonous tone may cause the audience to view the speaker as uncertain or lacking in expertise. By grasping the fundamental mechanics of these vocal hints, individuals can learn to express confidence more effectively. Tuning our tone to assert dominance or demonstrate expertise becomes especially important within professional environments where establishing authority is paramount. A deep, resonant voice can command attention, much like a lion's roar captures the interest of all creatures in the savannah. By mastering the art of vocal tone, we can navigate conversations with greater prowess, ensuring our messages resonate and engage listeners on multiple levels. The power of tone in communication. Leadership and expertise often shine through one's tone, creating a pathway for gaining attention and respect. In contrast, a higher or more neutral pitch might not communicate the same authoritative presence. By practicing adjustments in vocal delivery, anyone can fine-tune their tone appropriately to the situation at hand, ultimately boosting their ability to persuade and influence others. The way we utter words adds depth to our communication. Subtle shifts in tone can unveil hidden intentions or levels of sincerity. For instance, a soft and nurturing tone can evoke feelings of empathy and genuine care, while a rapid or stern tone might signal impatience or annoyance. Being mindful of these tonal variations helps speakers align their delivery with their intended messages, paving the way for clearer communication and fewer chances for misunderstandings. Exploring how tone conveys honesty or deceit is another fascinating aspect of vocal dynamics. Authentic emotions often resonate in a steady tone, whereas deception may appear as sudden shifts in pitch or erratic speech patterns. By recognizing these changes, both speakers and listeners can engage in conversations more thoughtfully, promoting a dialogue that is more honest and open. The influence of tone on the overall message cannot be ignored. Take the simple statement, "I need to talk to you." If said gently with an upward lilt at the end, it might suggest a casual chat or a significant topic to discuss. Conversely, if delivered loudly with a downward inflection, it could feel urgent or confrontational. Therefore, tone serves as an enhancer or modifier of the words we choose, deeply impacting how our messages are received and interpreted. To master the art of vocal tone, one must commit to consistent practice and self-reflection. Recording oneself while speaking can reveal the different effects of varying tones on message delivery. Engaging in role-play scenarios and seeking constructive feedback can further hone the skill of using tone effectively. Additionally, maintaining awareness and mindfulness during conversations is vital for ongoing self-improvement. Understanding the timing of our speech, including pacing and pauses, is essential in communication effectiveness. The speed at which we communicate shapes our interactions, guiding the flow of conversation. The art of timing in communication. When we engage in conversation, the way we use pauses can dramatically shape how our message is perceived and understood. Intentionally placed breaks in our speech not only serve as breaths for the speaker, but also create an emotional landscape for the listener. Take, for instance, the effect of a well-timed pause before sharing an important point. Such moments can generate suspense and strengthen the emotional weight of what's to come. This technique is often evident in storytelling, public speaking, and even our daily chats. Imagine a scene where someone pauses dramatically just before unveiling a crucial conclusion. That brief silence allows the audience to lean in, heightening the sense of anticipation and making the final revelation much more powerful. Similarly, strategic silences can draw attention to particular words or phrases, ensuring they linger in the listener's minds long after they've been spoken. Mastering the art of these intentional pauses requires a deep understanding of the conversation's content and context. For example, if you ask a thoughtful question and then allow a moment of silence, you're giving your audience space to reflect, thereby deepening their involvement. Conversely, rushing through a dialogue without breaks can bombard listeners, diminishing the effectiveness of your message. Practicing the timing and placement of these pauses can shift a dull speech into an engaging story. But beyond pauses, pacing plays a crucial role in keeping the audience engaged and enhancing comprehension. If someone speaks too quickly, vital information may be lost as listeners struggle to keep up. On the flip side, if a speaker takes too long, attentiveness can fade. Finding a rhythm that balances energy and engagement is essential. For instance, varying your tempo during a presentation can keep listeners invested and highlight significant points. Adapting your speed based on the complexity of the information is vital. A brisk pace can inject enthusiasm when discussing simpler concepts, while slowing down allows for deeper understanding of intricate ideas. Imagine discussing a new topic while maintaining a steady, moderate pace. This approach gives your audience the chance to digest what's being shared effectively. It's this intricate dance of fast and slow that smooths transitions, keeping audience members alert and engaged throughout the conversation. The rhythm of communication. The essence of effective communication hinges on adaptability in dialogue. A proficient speaker knows how to tune the tempo of their speech, reflecting the emotional weight and urgency of their message. For instance, delivering information rapidly can spark enthusiasm about new concepts, whereas a slower delivery is more suitable for handling serious or delicate topics. By adjusting the speed of your speech, you can direct the flow of the conversation, making sure that your tone aligns with your message's intent, which ultimately enhances understanding. An important factor in effective communication is how pacing and pauses contribute to clarity. Thoughtful pauses can significantly improve understanding, allowing listeners time to absorb what has been shared and to prepare mentally for new information. This technique not only minimizes any confusion, but also emphasizes the core message. Pausing gives the audience crucial moments to process input, particularly in educational settings or during presentations that involve complex data, where information overload can be a risk. For instance, after explaining a challenging concept, taking a moment to pause enables listeners to grasp the content more fully. Striking a balance between speed and breaks is essential for communicating effectively. It's about knowing when to maintain momentum and when to allow your words to breathe. Blending varied pacing with well-timed pauses creates a lively rhythm that not only engages the audience but also aids retention. An erratic pace filled with random stops can leave listeners bewildered, while a more calculated delivery, where the speaker gracefully maneuvers through content with intentional changes in speed and pauses, fosters a stronger connection and clearer understanding. Imagine a teacher tackling a complicated math problem. They might begin at a steady pace to lay down foundational concepts, then intentionally slow down to explain each step of the solution, pausing frequently to ensure the students grasp every detail. This systematic method helps learners comprehend the nuances of the problem, enhancing their confidence to handle similar challenges alone. In a corporate environment, a project manager giving updates might start briskly to cover essential points quickly, but strategically slows down during critical parts, ensuring clarity and engagement. Like a conductor leading an orchestra, the speaker commands attention and delivers a well-orchestrated performance that resonates with the audience. Chapter 6: Building Trust Through Body Language. Establishing trust isn't just about what we say, it's about how we say it. Nonverbal cues, particularly body language, play a crucial role in how we connect with others. This chapter takes a closer look at the art of mirroring and matching movements, revealing how these techniques can nurture stronger relationships. To create a welcoming atmosphere, we can subtly mimic the posture, gestures, and movements of the person we're speaking with. This kind of reflection can lead to a sense of comfort, allowing relationships to deepen and flourish. As we go through this chapter, you'll discover how these methods can be effective in various social and professional situations. In our exploration, we'll also discuss the significant impact tone can have on communication. By looking at elements such as pitch, volume, speech rate, intonation, and emphasis, we understand just how each detail can alter the meaning of a message, convey emotions, reflect confidence, and clarify intentions. Recognizing these nuances helps us accurately interpret feelings and express ourselves assertively while adjusting our tone for different situations. The skills we develop in managing our vocal tone can greatly improve both personal and work-related interactions. We'll examine how even minor adjustments in tone can signal our intentions and influence how our messages are received. By being aware of these auditory signals, we can reduce misunderstandings and communicate more clearly. This chapter also highlights the importance of self-awareness and regular practice when it comes to refining our vocal delivery. By staying mindful of how we communicate and actively seeking feedback, we can enhance our effectiveness, making every interaction meaningful. In summary, this chapter sheds light on how crucial body language and vocal tones are for building trust and understanding in communication. By mastering these skills, we can foster deeper connections and enrich our interactions in all areas of life. Building connections through nonverbal communication. Understanding and aligning with someone's unspoken signals can significantly boost trust and respect in any interaction. Through relatable examples and scenarios, one can learn how to apply these skills effectively without coming off as insincere or manipulative. By mastering these nonverbal communication techniques, you can cultivate deep trust and enhance your relationships in various settings. In the realm of conversation, body language is an essential element that influences how we are seen and the bonds we create. One of the strongest nonverbal tools for nurturing positive connections is the practice of mirroring and matching movements. By grasping these methods, you can warmly establish trust and rapport in both personal and professional exchanges. Mirroring involves the subtle imitation of another person's posture, gestures, and overall physical demeanor. This action builds a sense of commonality and comfort, thereby enriching the connection between individuals. When someone notices that their movements are being mirrored, it can evoke a feeling of understanding and relaxation. For example, if a client crosses their legs or rests their hands on the table, allowing a brief pause before mimicking their posture signals emotional attunement, bridging any gaps in understanding. Conversely, matching movements entails aligning your actions with those of another person, showcasing your attentiveness and engaged listening. When you harmonize with someone's pace, tone, or gestures, it conveys genuine involvement in the conversation. This technique extends beyond simple imitation. It hints that you comprehend their feelings and requirements. For instance, If a colleague speaks with calm and measured articulation, mirroring that tone in your reply can encourage a serene dialogue. Similarly, nodding in agreement or sipping your coffee synchronously invites a natural rhythm in the flow of conversation, fostering a sense of connection. In social situations, mirroring postures and gestures can prove especially beneficial. Trust serves as the backbone of all relationships, and nonverbal cues are pivotal in establishing that trust. Take a business meeting as an illustration. By being attentive to your client's body language and subtly mirroring their stance, you can convey confidence and reliability. If a client leans in to emphasize a point, reflecting that action a moment later suggests that you are not only paying attention, but also valuing their contribution. This kind of synchrony can transform an ordinary interaction into a meaningful exchange. Creating connections through harmony. To build a deeper bond during interactions, transforming a formal exchange into a trusting collaboration is key. One powerful technique for achieving this is mirroring, which plays a crucial role in fostering psychological resonance. When individuals see similarities in one another, they're more inclined to feel a sense of connection and understanding. This idea hinges on the familiar saying that likes attract likes. Picture yourself at a networking event where someone is animatedly gesturing while they speak. By subtly mimicking those lively gestures, you can forge a quick rapport that paves the way for a more engaging and meaningful dialogue. Establishing connection through synchronized movements is another fundamental aspect of this skill. Rapport thrives on mutual understanding and harmony, which can be cultivated through conscious mirroring, not merely copying actions, but instead tuning into another person's rhythm to create a smooth exchange. Consider dancers who tell a story through coordinated movements, conveying emotions that words alone cannot. Likewise, during conversations, aligning your gestures, facial expressions, and even your breathing with those of the person you're speaking to can greatly enhance the feeling of closeness. However, when it comes to strengthening rapport through these synchronized actions, it's essential to be mindful of context and the subtleties involved. Overdoing mirroring can lead to perceptions of insincerity or manipulation. Therefore, the goal is to act naturally and subtly. In a relaxed atmosphere, for example, if your friend is using lively hand gestures to emphasize their points, mirroring those gestures in moderation can help the conversation flow more smoothly. The aim is to nurture a comfortable and inviting space where both individuals feel acknowledged and understood. Moreover, this nonverbal mimicry goes beyond one-on-one encounters and influences group interactions as well. In team environments, leaders who reflect their team's body language can cultivate a sense of unity and inclusiveness. For instance, if a team member shows visible enthusiasm for a project, mirroring that excitement through your expressions and gestures can amplify their enthusiasm and inspire the whole team. This strategy can lead to improved collaboration and heightened morale among group members. Lastly, an important aspect of mirroring and matching involves the need to adapt to different styles of communication. Each person has their own unique ways of processing information and expressing themselves, and recognizing these differences is vital for building strong connections. Chapter title: The Art of Connection. Understanding different communication styles is key to effective interactions. Some people express themselves visually, painting vivid pictures with their words. Others tune in more to auditory signals, paying attention to sounds and tones. Meanwhile, there are those who convey their messages through physical sensations and emotions. Recognizing the dominant style of the person you're talking to can greatly improve communication. For instance, if someone often says phrases like, "I see what you mean," or "let's look at it from a different angle," it's likely they have a visual communication style. You can mirror their way of thinking by weaving visual language into your responses. On the other hand, if a person frequently mentions things like, "I hear you," or "that sounds great," channeling auditory terms in your conversation can foster a stronger bond. In the world of sales and professional settings, creating rapport can be achieved through a few straightforward techniques. Understanding and adapting to the language and vocal patterns of your conversation partner can make a significant difference. The way we speak, including our tone, inflection, and pacing, can dramatically affect how messages are interpreted. For example, if a client communicates softly and slowly, responding in a similar manner can help them feel valued and understood. But effective mirroring goes beyond just parroting words. It requires true empathy and interest in the other person's experience. Active listening is a vital part of this approach. By truly paying attention, you can gain insight into someone's feelings and thoughts, allowing you to respond meaningfully. This means curbing your own thoughts and wholly focusing on the speaker. It builds a connection and shows your dedication to grasping their viewpoint. A handshake is another powerful tool in forging connections. A sincere handshake can express trust and honesty, serving as a pivotal moment in initiating a relationship. This easy gesture lays the groundwork for a positive first impression and shows confidence. When you extend a firm and genuine handshake, you signal to others that you are welcoming, approachable, and invested in the interaction. One of the key reasons a handshake holds such weight is that it symbolizes openness and establishes a connection right from the start. The art of the handshake. A handshake is more than just a gesture. It's a physical link between two people that nurtures respect and openness. When you offer your hand, it's like extending an invitation to connect, signifying your readiness to engage with the other person. This sense of openness is key to forging a relationship grounded in trust and understanding, both in our personal lives and in the workplace. Getting the handshake just right is essential. If it's too weak, it might send the message that you're uninterested or unsure of yourself, which could tarnish that initial meeting. Conversely, if you grip too tightly, it may come across as aggressive or rude. Striking the right balance can truly set the stage for a positive interaction. By aligning the strength and duration of your handshake with the other person's grip, you communicate sincere intent and foster trust. A solid guideline is to offer a firm yet gentle handshake, holding it for about 3 to 4 seconds while maintaining eye contact. This careful approach can significantly shape the tone of your interaction. Additionally, a handshake can serve as a powerful catalyst for real communication, paving the way for open conversations. When done well, it helps dissolve barriers, allowing for authentic dialogue to flourish. This initial contact signifies equality and mutual respect, which are essential for cultivating a collaborative atmosphere. For instance, standing during a handshake sends a strong message, making it feel intentional and heartfelt. This posture allows for better eye contact, further deepening the connection and enabling both parties to sense one another's feelings and reactions with greater clarity. Cultural factors also play a vital role when it comes to handshakes. While the handshake is a global symbol of greeting, its subtleties can differ significantly across cultures. For instance, in many Asian countries, a slight bow paired with a handshake demonstrates respect, particularly towards elders or figures of authority. In some European cultures, a firm handshake, accompanied by direct eye contact, is essential for establishing trust and professionalism. Recognizing and adapting to these cultural nuances can greatly enrich your interactions, leading to more substantial and respectful connections. It's important to remain mindful of accessibility matters and cultural variations, ensuring that everyone feels included in this universal greeting. Connecting through gestures. In various social settings, instead of extending a hand for a handshake, consider other gestures that convey courtesy and respect, like offering a warm smile and leaning slightly forward. This approach maintains accessibility while highlighting the essence of genuine engagement over mere formalities. Handshakes carry a rich history, symbolizing goodwill, respect, and friendship since ancient times. They've served as vital communication tools that express safety, equality, agreements, and partnerships. Through the ages, the handshake has transformed into a significant means of crafting connections and nurturing trust, remaining relevant in an increasingly digital world. It stands as a tangible reminder of our shared humanity and the value of physical presence in building relationships. In the realm of business, an appropriate handshake can create the groundwork for positive interactions. When meeting someone for the first time, a confident handshake can forge an immediate connection, showing that you value their time and effort. To ensure your handshake leaves a positive impression, follow these simple steps. Extend your right hand with your palm facing sideways. Offer a firm but gentle grip, and shake the hand 2 or 3 times before letting go. Maintaining eye contact during a handshake is important. It demonstrates your attentiveness and genuine interest in the conversation. Looking down or averting your gaze may come across as insecurity or detachment, which can jeopardize the trust-building process. By holding the other person's gaze for about 3 seconds, you create a connection that surpasses words, fostering deeper trust and understanding. In this chapter, we examined various strategies for building trust through nonverbal communication, particularly concentrating on the techniques of mirroring and matching. By subtly reflecting another person's movements, gestures, and posture, you can evoke a sense of familiarity and comfort, making people feel more understood and at ease. Chapter 7: Navigating Cultural Nuances in Body Language. To truly connect with others, especially in varied cultural settings, it's crucial to grasp how nonverbal communication can change from one culture to another. This realm of expression involves a plethora of nonverbal signals, like gestures, eye contact, and the personal space we naturally inhabit, that can differ wildly across different backgrounds. If these cultural guidelines remain unclear, misinterpretations are bound to occur, leading to awkward exchanges or even tension. As you journey through this chapter, you'll uncover how our cultural roots shape the way we understand body language. It will shine a light on the significance of recognizing these differences while interacting with others. For instance, a simple thumbs-up gesture might convey approval in one culture, but could be seen as offensive in another, highlighting the delicate tapestry of meanings woven into our interactions. Moreover, the context in which we communicate plays a pivotal role. A universally understood smile could imply warmth in one culture, yet be perceived differently elsewhere, depending on societal norms. The dialogue will also touch upon the varying expectations surrounding personal space, physical contact, eye engagement, and facial expressions, which all influence how we connect across cultures. Additionally, this exploration will consider how gender dynamics affect nonverbal communication styles, providing further layers to the conversation. By grasping these multifaceted dynamics, you'll equip yourself with the understanding necessary to converse with respect and efficacy in our increasingly interconnected world. Embracing these insights will ultimately enrich your interactions, building stronger bridges across diverse cultures. Cultural nuances in nonverbal communication. In today's interconnected world, the way we interpret body language and nonverbal signals is vital for effective communication. Different cultures have unique ways of expressing feelings and intentions, and this can lead to confusion unless we understand these variances clearly. This section explores how cultural differences mold our understanding of gestures, eye contact, and personal space. To illustrate, consider the thumbs-up gesture. In many Western cultures, it represents a positive affirmation, but in certain parts of the Middle East and South America, it can come across as offensive. Likewise, in most Western regions, nodding typically signifies agreement, but this action flips in Bulgaria, where an upward nod can mean no. Such examples underline the necessity of recognizing the distinct meanings gestures can carry within different cultural contexts. Context is essential for grasping the intent behind nonverbal signals. While smiling is a nearly universal sign of happiness, its meaning can shift depending on where you are. For example, in Japan, a smile might conceal dissatisfaction or help steer clear of conflict, contrasting sharply with the more straightforward interpretation of joy in many Western societies. Silence also carries varied meanings across cultures. In the U.S., quiet moments might feel uncomfortable or suggest disinterest. However, in China, silence often reflects careful thought or agreement. These cultural differences shape how we understand and respond to each other's nonverbal cues. The concept of proxemics, or the idea of personal space, varies widely among cultures. For instance, in high-contact societies like those found in Latin America and Southern Europe, individuals often feel at ease with close physical proximity during conversations. Conversely, nations like Japan and those in Scandinavia tend to prefer more personal space. These distinctions influence body language interpretations. Someone from a low-contact culture may find standing too close intrusive or aggressive, while a person from a high-contact culture might view excessive distance as unfriendly or detached. Understanding these cultural norms is crucial for fostering effective and respectful communication. Navigating cultural boundaries. Misunderstandings can easily occur when people from different cultures have different views on personal space. For instance, in the Middle East, it's common for men to hold hands as a gesture of friendship, a practice that might create confusion in cultures where such physical connections are typically reserved for romantic relationships. Similarly, what one culture might see as an acceptable way to show affection in public could be considered inappropriate or even offensive in another. These differences highlight the importance of being culturally aware and adaptable when it comes to interpreting body language. Another key aspect of nonverbal communication is eye contact, which is shaped by cultural backgrounds. In many Western societies, making direct eye contact often signifies confidence and honesty. On the other hand, in some Asian and African cultures, staring for too long can be perceived as confrontational or disrespectful, especially toward elders or figures of authority. Grasping these subtle distinctions is vital for preventing miscommunication and encouraging respectful interactions. Physical touch, which includes gestures like handshakes, hugs, and back pats, also varies greatly across cultures. In Northern Europe and parts of the Far East, public displays of touch are usually quite limited, often restricted to formal greetings like handshakes. Conversely, Mediterranean and Latin American cultures embrace tactile communication, frequently incorporating touch during conversations. The meaning behind these actions is significant. They reveal levels of familiarity and warmth that can be easily misunderstood if not properly interpreted. While facial expressions are often viewed as universal, their acceptable use can change dramatically depending on cultural context. For example, expressing emotions like anger or sadness in public might be totally acceptable in some Western nations, while in many Asian cultures, this behavior may be discouraged as it disrupts harmony and dignity. Someone from a culture that values open facial expressions might view a person from a more stoic background as cold or unfeeling, whereas the latter may regard the former as overly emotional or unprofessional. Gender roles further complicate nonverbal communication. In various Middle Eastern societies, there are strict guidelines governing physical interactions between men and women. A handshake, a normal greeting in many Western cultures, may be a sensitive issue in these regions, complicating how individuals navigate social interactions. Navigating cultural boundaries. In today's interconnected world, interacting with people from different cultures has become common. It's vital to recognize and respect specific gender norms, especially in conservative Muslim societies, where the interactions between unrelated men and women may be viewed as inappropriate or even taboo. By understanding these unique boundaries, we can ensure that our conduct is appropriate and considerate. Our interactions are often shaped by the various layers of nonverbal communication that exist across cultures. Gaining insight into these signals can enhance the quality of our interactions, both personally and in the professional arena. Being mindful of cultural differences can significantly reduce the likelihood of misunderstandings. This awareness not only promotes better relationships, but also fosters meaningful exchanges that are increasingly necessary in our global community. Cultural sensitivity is not just a bonus, it's essential for effective communication. By adapting to diverse communication styles and avoiding misinterpretations, we can engage in fruitful discussions. The misunderstandings that arise from nonverbal cues often come from a lack of awareness of cultural norms. This section focuses on strategies to bridge those gaps and improve our nonverbal communication when meeting individuals from varied cultures. To minimize miscommunications, one of the key strategies is to comprehend and honor cultural norms. Different societies attach various meanings to gestures, facial expressions, and body language. For instance, while maintaining eye contact might be seen as a sign of sincerity and confidence in some Western cultures, it could be interpreted as disrespectful or confrontational in numerous Asian cultures. Recognizing these differences helps prevent incorrect assumptions influenced by one's cultural upbringing. Approaching every interaction with an open mind and a willingness to learn about the other person's culture creates a platform for smoother communication. This respectful attitude not only eases exchanges but also promotes mutual respect and cooperation. A crucial component of fostering understanding and respect lies in our sensitivity to cross-cultural differences. Being attentive to the fact that these differences exist allows us to better comprehend how individuals perceive and react to various social cues. Cues beyond words. Understanding nonverbal communication can differ significantly around the world. For example, in Middle Eastern cultures, people often stand close together while talking, creating an intimate space. In contrast, many Northern European societies prefer to keep a bit more distance during conversations. Recognizing and respecting these personal boundaries is essential. It shows that you care about the other person's comfort level, paving the way for smoother exchanges. To enhance communication, one must adapt their own nonverbal signals to fit the cultural environment. This adjustment can help lessen the chances of misunderstandings or discomfort. When faced with unclear nonverbal messages, it's beneficial to seek clarification instead of making assumptions. For instance, asking questions like, "Could you help me understand what that gesture means?" Or, "I noticed you did this. Can you explain why?" allows the other person to offer insight into their cultural norms. This not only sharpens your understanding, but also reflects your genuine interest in their background, strengthening your connection. Whenever there's uncertainty in interpretation, it's wise to confirm meanings to ensure both parties share a mutual understanding. Tailoring your nonverbal behaviors to align with those of your audience can significantly improve rapport. For example, in Japan, bowing is a respectful greeting, while shaking hands is more common in Western cultures. Knowing the right gesture to use at the right time makes interactions not just pleasant, but also respectful. Adapting your way of communicating doesn't mean losing touch with your own cultural identity. Rather, it showcases your adaptability, a trait that is greatly valued in diverse interactions. This flexibility could show up in small ways, like mirroring a person's body language, which helps build familiarity and trust. At the heart of effective cross-cultural communication is empathy. This involves stepping into someone else's shoes to grasp their feelings, thoughts, and viewpoints. When you engage with others through the lens of empathy, you become more adept at spotting and understanding the subtle signals that lie beneath the surface. Understanding nonverbal communication. In this chapter, we delve into how our cultural backgrounds shape the way we interpret body language. Grasping the diverse nonverbal signals such as gestures, eye contact, and personal space allows us to engage in cross-cultural interactions with greater ease. Each culture attaches distinct meanings to various gestures and facial expressions, which makes it essential to recognize these differences to prevent misunderstandings. For example, while a thumbs-up gesture may convey approval in some societies, in others it might be considered offensive. Being aware of these cultural nuances can enhance our respectful interactions and foster better understanding among individuals. An empathetic approach is vital when navigating the subtleties of communication styles, especially in high-context cultures where meaning leans heavily on nonverbal cues and implicit messages. If someone appears reserved or indirect, taking a moment to read between the lines and reflect on cultural contexts can lead to more considerate interactions. Cultivating empathy is a lifelong journey that promotes openness to diverse perspectives, ultimately empowering you to maneuver through varied cultural landscapes effectively. Another essential tool in these cross-cultural scenarios is active listening. This practice goes beyond merely hearing words. It involves fully engaging with the speaker, acknowledging their message, and responding with thoughtful reactions. Such attentiveness demonstrates respect and appreciation, qualities valued universally across cultures. Active listening also requires being extra observant of nonverbal signals, like tone, facial expressions, and gestures, which often hold deeper significance. To make sure that no vital details are overlooked, summarizing or paraphrasing what you've understood, along with confirming those insights, can enhance communication. This approach fosters rapport and trust, leading to more profound and meaningful exchanges. In today's diverse workplaces and global business environments, maintaining a global mindset is crucial. This perspective embraces diversity, viewing cultural differences as avenues for growth and enrichment rather than barriers. By remaining adaptable and committed to learning about various cultures, you can improve your communication strategies. Fostering intercultural empathy creates an inclusive atmosphere where diverse teams can flourish, contributing to innovative ideas and wider perspectives within any organization. Chapter 8: Unveiling Personality Traits Through Actions. Grasping the essence of personality types and their behaviors is vital for anyone eager to enhance their social skills and deepen their grasp of human interactions. When we study how people express themselves without words, we uncover invaluable insights into their feelings and social tendencies. This chapter dives into the nuanced yet revealing signals that highlight the unique nonverbal habits tied to various personality types. By tuning into these signs, readers can sharpen their ability to interpret situations accurately, communicate better, and build rich, meaningful relationships. In this exploration, we examine how introverted and extroverted people display their personalities through body language, movements, and facial expressions. Readers will discover the withdrawn gestures typical of introverts, which often resemble a tightly closed flower, as opposed to the inviting and dynamic stances often seen in extroverts, reminiscent of a wide-open garden welcoming sunlight. Moreover, we discuss how these nonverbal hints can sometimes be misconstrued, providing strategies to navigate these intricacies in different social situations. Furthermore, the chapter explores how both personality types handle their surroundings and the implications these approaches have on personal and professional relationships. By understanding these dimensions, readers are equipped with actionable insights to recognize and appropriately respond to the unspoken behaviors encountered in everyday life. Recognizing the differences in nonverbal communication between introverts and extroverts is essential for enriching social interactions and forging deeper bonds with others. Acknowledging these characteristics allows for smoother conversations and stronger connections. Introverts, often encapsulated by reserved body language, may seem like closed books, while extroverts typically express themselves freely, displaying open and engaging postures that draw people in. Understanding social dynamics. When people fold their arms or cross their legs, they frequently create a shield that indicates a need for personal space and a desire for a calmer setting. This type of body language might be misinterpreted as a sign of disinterest or coolness. However, it usually reflects an introvert's attempt to protect their energy, especially in crowded or unfamiliar situations. By adopting this form of self-defense, they can keep control over how much they engage with others and the surrounding environment, which is vital for their well-being. On the flip side, extroverts exhibit body language that is open and inviting. Their gestures are often expansive, filled with excitement, and signal a readiness to connect with those around them. Extroverts may stand with their arms wide open or use grand hand movements while engaging in conversation, making them appear approachable and friendly. Their vibrant presence tends to attract people, encouraging spontaneous interactions and lively discussions. This openness showcases their comfort in social situations, where they thrive on external stimulation and the energy of those around them. Movement patterns further differentiate these personality types. Introverts generally display reserved and controlled movements. Each action is purposeful and reflects their introspective nature. An introvert's calm demeanor often conveys thoughtfulness and attentiveness. Their understated body language doesn't necessarily signal shyness. More often, it reveals a person who is carefully processing their environment before responding. This reflective ability allows them to notice subtle cues and details that others might overlook, enhancing their understanding of complex emotions. Conversely, extroverts tend to have a dynamic and lively presence. They are likely to move about the space, engage in physical activities, and express themselves through animated facial expressions and vigorous gestures. This lively body language captures attention and creates an engaging atmosphere. Their outward-focused actions aim to spark excitement and participation in their surroundings, infusing social gatherings with energy and enthusiasm. Recognizing these differences in nonverbal behavior between introverts and extroverts can significantly improve social interactions. For example, knowing that an introvert's closed posture is a technique for managing overstimulation can encourage more thoughtful and understanding communication. Engagement approaches. Creating a welcoming atmosphere for individuals involves using engagement techniques that prioritize personal interactions over firing off questions or pushing them into large discussions. Having one-on-one conversations or offering the freedom to speak at their own pace can lead to a more comfortable setting. Extroverts, on the other hand, thrive on vibrant energy and dynamic exchanges, benefiting from participation in groups where they can truly shine. Nonverbal signals reveal a lot about a person's comfort and social inclinations. For instance, introverts may avoid prolonged eye contact and exhibit muted facial expressions, which can easily lead to misunderstandings. Their understated nonverbal cues communicate a wealth of meaning. Small nods or fleeting smiles can indicate their engagement while keeping them from feeling overwhelmed. This subtlety allows introverts to honor personal boundaries, showing more interest in deep connections than in a wide array of interactions. Conversely, extroverts are often lively with their facial expressions and eye contact, maintaining a steady gaze that radiates confidence and enthusiasm. Their faces fall into a rich tapestry of expressions that seem to flow seamlessly with the conversation, making it easier to perceive their thoughts and feelings. This expressiveness encourages reciprocal interactions, enriching the overall experience of the dialogue. Such nonverbal communication cues serve more than just identifying styles. They are vital tools for building understanding and connections. Knowing how to read these signals can help us adjust our communication methods to better suit the preferences of those we're engaging with. This flexibility fosters smoother exchanges and minimizes the risk of misunderstandings in both personal and professional encounters. Recognizing and responding to these cues enhances mutual respect and collaboration. Additionally, nonverbal communication is reflected in how individuals prefer to manage their environments. Introverts often gravitate towards quieter, less stimulating settings that facilitate contemplation and concentration. They may choose to arrange their surroundings to mirror their inner thoughts, often seeking solitude or small gatherings that allow for significant conversations. Acknowledging these preferences can play a crucial role in organizing meetings, social gatherings, or workspace layouts. Understanding personalities, the role of nonverbal cues. Introverts often find solace in quiet spaces that promote peace, while extroverts flourish in lively settings filled with interaction and engagement. They are naturally attracted to vibrant environments that teem with activity, leading them to choose open layouts in their homes or workplaces that invite social interaction. Recognizing these differences can greatly influence the way we design spaces for work and leisure, aiming to enhance productivity and overall contentment. In a professional context, understanding whether a colleague is an introvert or an extrovert through their body language can be invaluable. This insight can inform project management styles and team composition. Introverts typically thrive in roles that require solitary focus, while extroverts excel in dynamic, collaborative scenarios. Aligning tasks with their inherent traits can boost both their performance and satisfaction at work. Similarly, in educational environments, teachers who are sensitive to these distinctions can cultivate more inclusive classrooms. Introverted students might thrive with reflective projects and smaller group discussions, allowing them to shine in quieter settings. On the other hand, extroverted learners often excel in activities that involve presentations and engagement with their peers. This tailored approach creates an encouraging atmosphere where every student's unique talents are recognized and encouraged. Understanding dominant personalities also hinges on recognizing nonverbal signals. Certain body language traits can indicate a person's level of assertiveness. For instance, a strong handshake is a prominent sign of a dominant personality, exuding confidence and assurance. It can set an immediate tone for any interaction, positioning the individual as one who commands respect and authority. Moreover, maintaining steady eye contact is a key characteristic of dominance. It conveys self-assuredness and an ability to manage challenging situations without being easily intimidated. In contrast, a lack of eye contact might reveal a more submissive stance, suggesting uncertainty or discomfort in social exchanges. Identifying these nonverbal indicators can enhance interpersonal understanding and foster personal and professional development. Understanding presence and influence. Confidence often shows itself in the way people navigate personal space. Typically, those who are more dominant feel comfortable standing closer to others during interactions, which can be a clear expression of their attempt to take charge and assert their presence. While this behavior may put some individuals on edge, it signals a definitive stance of control. In contrast, individuals with submissive characteristics usually prefer to keep a greater distance, signaling their willingness to give way and defer. Voice plays a vital role in identifying dominant personalities. Typically, individuals with strong, assertive traits project their voices, often louder and more commanding, which compels attention and respect. This authoritative tone surfaces prominently in group environments, where they naturally gravitate towards leadership roles. Conversely, those inclined to be more submissive generally speak in softer tones with less assertiveness, tending not to steer conversations. Noticing these nonverbal cues is essential for grasping leadership dynamics and interpersonal relationships. Take, for instance, a team scenario where two people are sharing their ideas. One speaker stands tall, arms open, maintaining direct eye contact, and articulates clearly and confidently. On the flip side, the second speaker has a closed posture, avoids looking directly at the audience, and speaks in a hushed tone. The first speaker radiates dominance through their open body language and strong vocal delivery, leading their colleagues to see them as the leader in that setting. This understanding of body language and vocal presence not only applies to professional context, but also extends to personal relationships. Recognizing when friends or family exhibit dominant traits through their confident demeanor can significantly aid in resolving conflicts. For example, if someone in your circle displays assertiveness in their movements and voice, acknowledging this can guide how you approach discussions with them, ultimately fostering healthier interactions. Understanding social dynamics. During conversations, a friend often crosses the line of personal space. Recognizing this behavior can help the other person establish boundaries and express their comfort levels. Additional studies emphasize the importance of these unspoken signals in spotting assertive personalities. Research indicates that people who score high in extroversion and low in agreeableness tend to display more forceful and assertive behaviors. This can show itself through nonverbal cues like unwavering eye contact and a strong handshake. Moreover, a loud and commanding voice is frequently linked to low agreeableness and high extroversion. Being able to notice and understand these nonverbal signals can enhance our communication abilities. When we are conscious of dominant behaviors, we can adjust our responses in different social situations. For instance, when interacting with a dominant person, mirroring their confidence and assertiveness can lead to a more harmonious and effective exchange. Conversely, being aware of when to take on a more yielding approach can be wise in scenarios where respect is necessary. Gaining insights into the nonverbal behaviors of both introverts and extroverts allows for a better understanding of how these personality traits operate in social contexts. This awareness enables us to customize our interactions for improved communication and connection. Recognizing that introverts may display closed body language to cope with sensory overload encourages us to engage more thoughtfully, perhaps through one-on-one discussions or by giving them the room to share their thoughts at their own speed. On the flip side, noticing extroverts' open and animated gestures invites us to engage them with energetic exchanges and involve them in social activities where they thrive. Furthermore, adjusting our communication styles based on these visual cues can lead to more substantial and meaningful conversations. While introverts may have subtle gestures and restrained facial expressions, these understated signals carry deep significance and reflect their preference for profound connections over surface interactions. Extroverts, with their consistent eye contact and dynamic facial expressions, foster clear and honest communication. By appreciating these distinctions, we can cultivate environments in both personal relationships and professional settings that honor individual comfort levels and encourage genuine connections. Chapter 9: Mastering the Art of Nonverbal Insight. Delving into the world of advanced nonverbal interpretation opens up pathways to understanding not just others, but yourself as well. This chapter explores the rich tapestry woven from subtle signals that individuals exhibit, bringing to light the delicate dance between spoken words and body language. To truly grasp a person's feelings, one must hone the skill of observing the nuanced behaviors beneath the surface. It's not enough to focus on overt gestures. You'll need to fine-tune your senses to catch the fleeting signs like micro-expressions, variations in tone, and shifts in posture that often tell a different story than the words being used. As you journey through these pages, you'll discover practical exercises designed to sharpen your skills in observation and interpretation. Engage in role-playing scenarios to immerse yourself and practice recognizing incongruences between what is said and how it's expressed. Mindfulness techniques will also be introduced, enhancing your awareness of these subtle cues. By chapter's end, you'll equip yourself with advanced tools that enable you to read people with greater accuracy, enriching both your personal and professional connections. Understanding the synergy between spoken words and their nonverbal companions is an empowering strategy. When you appreciate how these forms of communication work together, you gain a clearer picture of what others are expressing. For example, if someone states they are thrilled while their face wears a radiant smile and their arms are open wide, their joy is clear. However, if their words are accompanied by crossed arms and downcast eyes, a deeper truth may lie beneath, pointing to a disparity between their expression and their emotions. By bridging the gap between verbal messages and body language, you become adept at decoding unspoken messages, leading to richer and more meaningful exchanges. This comprehensive approach not only enables you to uncover hidden truths, but also nurtures deeper connections, fostering growth in all aspects of life. The art of understanding. A crucial element in grasping what someone truly means lies in harmonizing their spoken words with their body language. This alignment reveals hidden messages that enrich our understanding of their state of mind. To unlock these subtleties, it's essential to immerse ourselves in the context of the conversation, paying keen attention to nonverbal details. Factors such as tone of voice, facial expressions, gestures, and overall body posture layer additional meaning onto spoken communication. Consider this: a person may verbally affirm their agreement, yet their micro-expressions might suggest they are hesitating or feel uncertain. Spotting such nuances is vital for uncovering the genuine intent behind the words. As highlighted by Behaviour in 2010, effective teamwork and collaborative efforts often depend on the smooth integration of verbal and nonverbal messages. Mastering this skill involves proactive engagement rather than mere passive observation. One effective way to refine our ability to interpret these messages is to observe individuals in various environments, taking note of what they say in conjunction with how they express themselves nonverbally over time. Through this practice, we enhance our ability to recognize patterns or discrepancies, which in turn sharpens our interpretive skills. Understanding the gap between what someone says and how they physically express themselves is another critical element for accurate communication. These discrepancies often hint at deeper feelings or thoughts that remain unsaid. For example, a person may deny feeling overwhelmed while fidgeting nervously, avoiding eye contact, or holding their body tensely. Being aware of these inconsistencies allows us to delve deeper into unspoken issues and promotes clearer communication. Research, such as that conducted by McGuire and others, indicates that using various sources of information leads to more instinctive and precise interpretations of human behavior. One practical strategy for enhancing this understanding is to combine active listening with keen observation. When someone articulates their thoughts, closely observe their nonverbal signals, like facial expressions, gestures, and movements. Noticing any discrepancies between their words and actions not only helps identify mismatches, but also fosters a deeper connection by demonstrating true interest in the conversation. Chapter title: Enhancing Communication Skills. Adjusting how we communicate can be greatly influenced by the knowledge we gather from various cues. For example, in a workplace environment, picking up on the subtle signs that a colleague feels uneasy or puzzled can lead to immediate changes in how we express ourselves. Instead of moving forward with instructions that might be misunderstood, we can take a step back to clarify our points, offer support, or modify our tone to make sure our message hits home. This kind of flexibility not only makes our conversations smoother, but also more effective. In our personal lives, being aware of both what is said and the unspoken signals can deepen our empathy and strengthen bonds. For instance, when we notice our partner showing signs of anxiety or distress, responding with support or simply being patient can make all the difference. This attentiveness nurtures trust and fortifies connections between people. Interpreters effectively use the harmony of spoken and unspoken cues to navigate language and cultural differences, ensuring that the true essence of a message isn't lost. Mastering this skill takes thought and practice. One practical tip is to regularly reflect on past interactions, whether by thinking back on them or seeking input from others. It's important to identify moments when a keen understanding of cues made a positive impact or when misunderstandings crept in. By considering what signals might have been overlooked or misinterpreted, we can refine our future communications. Furthermore, role-playing different situations that are emotionally charged is another helpful strategy. Practicing in a safe setting provides a chance to try out various communication techniques and receive valuable feedback. This kind of rehearsal sharpens our ability to weave together verbal and nonverbal cues in real-life situations. Observing inconsistencies between what someone says and how they express themselves physically is key to enhancing our observational skills. One effective tactic for this is to pay attention to groups of nonverbal signals. Often, nonverbal communication happens as a series of clues rather than isolated actions. For example, if someone boasts about their confidence but stands with crossed arms, their body language speaks volumes about their true feelings. Decoding nonverbal signals. When someone folds their arms and avoids looking at you, it can mix signals in a conversation. These conflicting cues often hold deeper feelings or intentions that don't match their spoken words. Understanding these hidden emotions requires recognizing that nonverbal communication comes in many forms. We seldom express only one cue. Instead, our gestures, movements, and expressions combine to create a full picture. For instance, if a person claims they're not angry but their fists are clenched and their face is taut, their body language likely reveals their true feelings. Spotting these inconsistencies can help peel back the layers of what someone truly means, often revealing emotions that words may obscure. To improve your ability to spot these discrepancies, engaging in specific exercises can be quite helpful. One effective method is to observe interactions where you aren't personally involved, like a debate or a reality show. Pay close attention to times when the participants' words clash with their physical demeanor. Take note of how various gestures, facial expressions, and stances either align with or contradict what they are saying. By regularly practicing this, you train your mind to pick up on the finer details and sharpen your skills for recognizing inconsistencies in your own interactions. Another practical approach is role-playing with a friend or coworker. Take turns speaking while intentionally mismatching your nonverbal cues. For example, you might deliver a compliment while maintaining a sad frown or express criticism with a cheerful smile. This playful practice helps you become more adept at detecting when someone's physical signals don't quite match their spoken message. Over time, you will enhance your perception skills, enabling you to easily notice these subtle signs in everyday conversations. When you need to address discrepancies in communication, it's crucial to do so with care and sensitivity. If you sense that a colleague is reluctant to engage in feedback, even as they say they are open to it, try to express your observations gently. You might say, "I noticed you seem a bit tense when we talk about feedback. Is there something on your mind?" This way, you validate their nonverbal signals while creating a safe space for open conversation. Being mindful of how you discuss these inconsistencies allows for more meaningful exchanges and helps foster trust in communication. Navigating nonverbal signals. Understanding that each person has their own unique way of showing feelings is vital for effective communication. When you notice that someone's body language doesn't match their words, give them a chance to explain or clarify what they mean. This is especially important in work situations where a lack of clear communication can lead to confusion or tension. Cultivating the ability to spot subtle cues is essential for grasping hidden emotions. Keep an eye out for micro-expressions, those fleeting, involuntary facial changes that can unveil true feelings, even when someone is verbally saying something else. By tuning into these quick glimpses of emotion, you can gain a deeper insight into the emotional landscape of your conversations. Your instincts play a valuable role in understanding others as well. Often, our intuition picks up on nonverbal signals that might escape our conscious thought. Pay attention to your gut feelings and back them up with careful observation and analysis to enhance your ability to read people. For example, if you think someone's smile looks forced despite their friendly words, take a moment to observe their body language and eye movements to verify your feelings. Honing your observational skills can be greatly beneficial, and one effective way to do this is through mindfulness practices. Mindfulness encourages you to remain present and enhances your sensitivity to subtle behaviors in those around you. Simple exercises like focusing on your breathing or taking in your surroundings can gradually boost your attentiveness. With this heightened awareness, you'll be better equipped to notice discrepancies in how people communicate. To address these inconsistencies in a positive way, it's crucial to foster an environment where open communication is encouraged. Allow those around you to express their feelings openly by leading with honesty and authenticity in your own communication. When individuals feel safe sharing their true thoughts and emotions, the chances of encountering conflicting verbal and nonverbal signals greatly diminish. In professional settings, nurturing a culture of trust and openness can result in clearer and more effective interactions. Chapter 10: Harnessing the Power of Body Language. One effective way to improve interactions is by sharpening our skills in active listening. This technique involves not only giving the speaker our undivided attention, but also maintaining eye contact and offering feedback that reflects that we are engaged. By truly focusing on what someone is saying, we can spot subtle nonverbal cues that often slip past unnoticed. This awareness enhances our ability to detect discrepancies while also strengthening our relationships with others. In this chapter, we'll explore advanced strategies for reading people quickly by combining verbal communication with nonverbal signals. By recognizing how spoken words blend with gestures, tone, and facial expressions, we can gain a better understanding of what others are trying to convey. Identifying these connections or gaps enriches our grasp of the speaker's genuine feelings and thoughts. Through attentive observation and consistent practice, you can refine your skills to notice patterns and irregularities in communication, thus becoming more adept at interpreting the messages around you. This chapter emphasizes the significance of identifying inconsistencies between what someone says and what their body communicates. Techniques like observing clusters of nonverbal behaviors and engaging in role-play scenarios can sharpen these observational skills. Addressing these mismatches with care can enhance dialogue and mutual understanding. By cultivating mindfulness and trusting your instincts, you can become more perceptive to the subtle signals others send, improving your ability to connect effectively. Applying insights on body language in daily life can significantly alter our interactions with others, enriching both our professional and personal relationships. Nonverbal cues, including gestures, posture, and facial expressions, often reveal much more than spoken words, adding depth and meaning to our communications. Being mindful of these delicate signals not only cultivates professional rapport, but also strengthens personal bonds. Mastering the art of interpreting and actively employing body language can bridge communication gaps, foster empathy, and encourage collaboration. This chapter will dive into various techniques for using body language effectively in real-world situations, from the impact of power poses in professional environments to the benefits of active listening that resonate in everyday conversations. Chapter 1: The Art of Communication. When it comes to social gatherings, first impressions and group dynamics hold immense significance. In this chapter, you'll discover practical tools designed to enhance how you interact with others. We will dive into the need for your body language to match the words you speak, fostering authenticity and building trust. By the end, you'll be equipped with a strong foundation on utilizing body language effectively, not just in your professional world, but in your personal interactions as well. Cultivating professional relationships through the use of body language is an essential skill in our fast-paced, interconnected workplaces. The way you carry yourself and the nonverbal cues you project can greatly affect how others view you, leading to stronger and more productive connections. This section will delve into various strategies to make the most of your body language in work settings. One powerful method is adopting power poses. Standing tall with your feet apart, shoulders back, and arms relaxed, or leaning forward slightly with your hands on a desk can alter perceptions of you among colleagues and superiors. These confident stances project authority and self-assuredness without crossing the line into aggression. Studies indicate that not only can these postures benefit the one assuming them, but they can also enhance the mood of observers. To incorporate power poses into your daily routine, start with small changes. Before important meetings, take a moment to stand tall, breathe deeply, and position yourself with confidence. This practice not only helps to calm your own nerves, but also communicates a sense of readiness and competence to those around you. Active listening is another crucial skill, where nonverbal signals play an important role in nurturing strong professional relationships. To show attentiveness and respect, orient your body toward the speaker, maintain eye contact, and offer subtle nods. These simple actions encourage open dialogue and build trust, making others feel valued. For effective active listening, remember to face the speaker directly, signaling your openness and interest. Maintain eye contact without staring, which can come off as intimidating. Additionally, use affirming gestures like nodding or leaning in slightly to express engagement. Mastering these techniques not only sharpens your listening skills, but also reinforces the connection you're building with others. Navigating connections. Your active participation in conversations shows a genuine commitment that paves the way for deeper connections. Understanding how to maneuver within social hierarchies through body language is essential in a workplace. When you engage with those in senior roles or newcomers, showing respect and humility fosters a more inclusive atmosphere. When addressing someone with authority, adopt a slightly deferential stance, perhaps tilting your head or using open hand gestures to symbolize willingness to collaborate. On the other hand, if you hold a position of power, ensure your body language doesn't come off as intimidating. Strive for a balanced demeanor. Open postures and friendly gestures can help make your team feel comfortable and appreciated, nurturing a culture of mutual respect. Using hand gestures effectively can greatly enhance how you communicate. Thoughtful gestures can add both emphasis and clarity to your ideas, but overdoing it may lead to distractions. Keep your movements purposeful, like using your hands to highlight main points or illustrate concepts, which can make your message resonate more deeply. However, always be mindful of cultural sensitivities surrounding gestures. For instance, certain actions may be viewed as disrespectful in various cultures. Being aware of these subtleties ensures that your body language conveys respect and comprehension. First impressions matter significantly and are often formed in just a few seconds, heavily swayed by body language. A confident and welcoming demeanor sets a positive tone for any future interactions. A sincere smile, a firm handshake, and good posture can be simple yet powerful tools to leave a positive impression. If you're gearing up for a networking event or meeting someone for the first time, take a moment to relax and center yourself. Practice smiling naturally and routinely check your posture. These slight adjustments can transform how others view you. Facial expressions are windows into your feelings and attitudes, carrying a wealth of information. Being conscious of your expressions and managing them effectively is vital in professional situations. A genuine smile can foster a warm environment, while a neutral or serious demeanor may be more suited for formal discussions. Chapter 6: Enhancing Communication Through Body Language. To elevate the effectiveness of your communication, Take a moment to reflect on your facial expressions. Seek out trusted colleagues or friends who can offer helpful perspectives on how your expressions are perceived. Their feedback can guide you in making necessary adjustments. One powerful way to enhance your communication skills is to align your body language with your spoken words. When your verbal messages and nonverbal signals match, they create a cohesive experience that seems genuine and trustworthy to your audience. Conversely, when there's a mismatch between what you say and how you present yourself, it can breed confusion and lead to distrust. To maintain this crucial alignment, regularly tune into your body language during conversations. Pay attention to how your gestures, posture, and facial expressions correspond with the tone of your speech. As you practice this synchronization, you will likely find yourself evolving into a more persuasive and impactful communicator. By implementing these body language techniques, you will not only strengthen your professional relationships, but also cultivate a workplace atmosphere that promotes collaboration and productivity. Effective communication is an ongoing journey of learning and adaptation. Remain aware of the signals you project and invite constructive feedback to continuously refine your interpersonal skills. Understanding body language is vital for enhancing your experience at social events and building personal connections. Nonverbal signals, including facial expressions, gestures, and posture, communicate intricate messages that words alone often cannot convey. Appreciating this form of communication enables deeper connections, fostering empathy and mutual respect. Let's start by exploring the importance of maintaining an open body language when meeting new faces. Opening up your stance, keeping your arms relaxed by your sides, engaging in eye contact, and sharing a warm smile can make you appear more welcoming and approachable. These signals indicate your readiness to interact and your genuine interest in others. Research indicates that first impressions take shape within seconds of meeting someone, largely influenced by body language. For instance, a firm handshake paired with steady eye contact exudes confidence and authenticity, while a weak handshake can inadvertently communicate hesitation or insecurity. Understanding body language, enhancing your social savvy. Navigating social settings can be much easier when you learn to read body language. This skill not only helps you understand those around you, but also improves your own social interactions. Pay attention to how individuals position themselves in a group. This reveals a lot about their feelings and engagement levels. For example, when people lean close to one another or mimic each other's gestures, it's a strong sign they're enjoying positive communication. On the flip side, if you notice someone with crossed arms, avoiding eye contact, or turning away, they're likely feeling uncomfortable or uninterested. Recognizing these signs can help you decide the right moment to join a discussion or approach someone new, guiding you through the intricate dynamics of various groups. By accurately interpreting body cues, you can seamlessly blend into social circles without making anyone uneasy. It's equally important to be aware of your own body language, as it can significantly shape how others view you. Presenting yourself intentionally can align your actions with your intentions. For instance, standing up straight with your shoulders back can convey confidence and competence. In contrast, slouching or constant fidgeting might project insecurity or a lack of interest. A simple yet effective approach is to practice self-awareness during conversations. Regularly check in with yourself to ensure your nonverbal signals match the words you speak. If you aim to convey openness and friendliness, keep your arms uncrossed, maintain eye contact, and nod occasionally to show you're engaged in the dialogue. Moreover, becoming familiar with micro-expressions can be greatly advantageous. These brief, involuntary shifts in facial expressions often reveal what someone truly feels. A slight smirk could illustrate contempt, while a quick raise of the eyebrows may indicate surprise. Understanding these subtle signals grants you deeper insight into others' emotions, enabling you to respond more empathically. To sharpen your ability to recognize and control your own expressions, try mirror exercises. Stand in front of a full-length mirror and practice various facial expressions, paying close attention to the smallest shifts. This technique not only helps improve your awareness of your own feelings, but also boosts your ability to connect with others on a deeper level. Chapter: The Power of Nonverbal Cues. Gaining self-awareness is crucial, as it equips you to recognize the nuanced signals others pick up on. In social gatherings, such as parties or networking events, positive body language plays a key role in quickly establishing connections. Simple actions like nodding during conversations, using open hands while talking, and positioning your body towards the person you're engaged with can express genuine interest and sincerity. These small gestures significantly contribute to making people feel acknowledged and appreciated, thereby enriching personal relationships. Managing your nonverbal signals, especially in times of stress, is equally important. Stress can unintentionally reveal itself through your body language. Think of clenched fists, stiff shoulders, or hurried speech. By becoming aware of these physical cues, you can take constructive steps to remain calm, such as practicing deep breathing or pausing to gather your thoughts. Maintaining a relaxed posture, even when under pressure, can communicate strength and self-assurance. Throughout this chapter, we've highlighted the strength of body language in professional settings. Employing key tactics like adopting powerful poses, engaging in active listening, and understanding social dynamics showcases the vital role of nonverbal communication. By grasping and applying these strategies, you can elevate your presence, forge deeper connections, and cultivate respect with colleagues. Incorporating these insights into your everyday interactions is paramount for ongoing personal and career development. Simple changes, like sustaining eye contact, utilizing meaningful hand gestures, and ensuring your spoken words align with your body language, can yield significant improvements. As you progress, stay aware of your own body language, welcome constructive criticism, and continuously aim to enhance your skills in communication and connection with others. As we conclude this exploration, take a moment to reflect on the journey we've taken into the captivating realm of nonverbal communication. We've examined the countless ways individuals convey meaning without uttering a single word. Our deep dive has included interpreting subtle facial expressions, understanding the nuances of vocal tones, and acknowledging the cultural variations in body language. Each chapter has provided rich insights into human behavior, arming you with tools to better interpret and understand those around you. Chapter title: The Art of Unspoken Communication. The ability to interpret nonverbal signals is an incredible skill, one that can greatly enrich both your personal and work life. By paying close attention to subtle details, like the slightest twitch of an eyebrow, a change in stance, or the way someone's voice gently softens or sharply snaps, you can unlock a deeper understanding of their emotions and intentions. This heightened awareness can drastically change the way you interact with others, making complex social situations feel less daunting and more manageable. However, understanding these cues is just the beginning. It's important to take this knowledge and put it into practice in your everyday encounters. Make it a habit to observe and analyze the nonverbal signals present in your daily life. Reflect on how this increased awareness could transform your professional interactions. For instance, perhaps you've often misunderstood how your colleagues feel. With your newly honed skills, you may begin to read their true emotions with greater clarity. In social circles where conversations can often feel shallow, being able to read between the lines can pave the way for more profound connections. In your close relationships, recognizing the unspoken feelings of family or friends can greatly strengthen your bonds and foster intimacy. Think about the immense benefits that accompany these new abilities. Building authentic relationships isn't just about the words exchanged. It requires a keen ear and an observant eye. Much of our communication exists beyond spoken language, and by tuning into these nonverbal cues, you can relate to others on a deeper level. This practice nurtures empathy, enabling you to view the world through someone else's perspective, and builds trust. When people feel genuinely understood, they are more likely to reveal themselves and cultivate sincere relationships. Imagine stepping into a room and instinctively sensing the emotional currents around you, recognizing who might need a word of support, who is genuinely joyful, or who is concealing their unease. Such awareness can transform you into a more effective communicator, a trustworthy friend, and a more perceptive partner. Remember, though, that mastering nonverbal communication is not a destination, but a journey. It's an ongoing process of learning and development, as the field continues to grow with fresh insights into human interaction. Stay curious, continue refining your abilities, attend workshops, dive into more readings on the subject, and above all, practice consistently. Unlocking silent connections. Every conversation holds the possibility for growth, particularly in understanding the unspoken language of body cues. The more you immerse yourself in these techniques, the more adept you will become at interpreting how people express themselves without words. Each interaction offers a valuable chance to practice. Take a moment to observe your friends' responses as they share their daily stories. Notice the subtle shifts in your colleagues' body language during meetings. Equally important, reflect on your own nonverbal responses. How do you convey your emotions when listening intently or feeling anxious? Cultivating this self-awareness is vital. By grasping your own nonverbal signals, you can manage the messages you project, ensuring they align with your intentions. A significant aspect of this journey involves embracing the uncertainty and intricacy of human behavior. Not every gesture or facial expression conveys a straightforward meaning, and cultural contexts can enrich the complexity further. Be patient with yourself and others as you navigate these layers. Consider each chat a learning opportunity, enhancing your ability to look beyond the obvious and penetrate the deeper currents of human emotion. While refining your skills in reading others, remember to marry your analytical insights with empathy. Developing a sharp eye for detail is crucial, but it's equally essential to greet each person with warmth and openness. Each individual's nonverbal communication style is shaped by their unique life experiences, feelings, and backgrounds. Value these differences and strive for genuine connections. Allow this book to serve as a springboard for your lifelong expedition into the depths of human interaction and the silent dialogues that unfold in every meeting. With every step, you'll discover more about yourself and the people around you, enhancing your capacity to form authentic and empathetic bonds. To sum up, the knowledge you've gleaned from this book transcends mere tools. They are pathways to a more profound understanding and enriched relationships. By implementing what you've learned, you can invigorate your communication, nurture trust, and establish enduring connections. Keep your mind open, remain observant, and seize the countless chances to sharpen your ability to read others like a well-written story. Your adventure in mastering the art of nonverbal communication is just commencing. Stay dedicated to refining your skills and allow your newfound insights to direct you toward more significant connections with the world around you. The ability to empathize and understand others resides within you. Embrace it with care, for it holds great potential. By applying it thoughtfully and with compassion, you will witness the growth of both your personal and professional connections.